Hello, everyone. Welcome to Christopher's Entertainment Blog. I'm your host, Chris. Welcome to another video for Season 1 of The Flash. This is episode number 13. It is entitled Nuclear Man. And, yeah, guys. And this episode was neat. I liked this episode. For one, that it was kind of like an origin story in a way for Firestorm, for Martin Stein, more than Ronnie. It was more Martin Stein's origin story of who he is as a character and as a person. So I like that. I like that they had some type of a backstory there for him. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I want to see more about Firestorm. It's a pretty cool character, uh, and uh, and what we see in this episode, it's called Nuclear Man for a reason, uh, because of the fact that they figure out later on that he's going to go nuclear. His cells are like conflicting with each other, and he's going to go nuclear. So that's a problem because it's going to destroy everything in the city, or everybody in the city. It's just going to destroy the whole city. Um, but we also see that that Dr. Wells takes apart that the accelerator, what was it, the tachyon particle device that he is using to recharge his suit. And he uses it to make a quantum splicer, is what he calls it. So hoping that it would split the two, Martin Stein and Ronnie Raymond. But in the end, we don't know because he exploded. He blew up anyway. So, I don't think that's not going to be the end. That's not going to be the end of Firestorm. There's going to be more there, good or bad. He's going to be there. So I don't believe for a second that he's gone. Because then we see at the very end that General Eiling says, go get me Firestorm. So they're going to get Firestorm, and maybe it's like the evil half of Firestorm. Because in the comics, like, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but isn't in the comics like Martin Stein's kind of like the calming, like the consciousness that's actually good, and where the other half is kind of like evil. I don't know. I could be wrong. Yeah. So it should be interesting. It should be very interesting to see what more they do with Firestorm, because I'm pretty sure Firestorm's a good guy in the comics, isn't he? So uh, it was neat that they got him like able to, like, where they could talk to him, and he's not like you know blasting off somewhere. So I mean, that whole scene where Barry and him were fighting, and Firestorm like blasted off and like dropped him. I was like, well, that's it. I mean, they just killed the Flash. He just dropped him, but then he like caught him, and like, if he would have just let him fall, he would have been dead, right? I mean, I don't know, but so I mean, yeah, I thought that was a funny scene, but it was a cool scene though too, because the effects that they do with Firestorm, I think, are great. I mean, it looks like a production film would have. The actual, like, it looks like a rocket blasting off, and it looks cool, man. I like how they do that. But yeah, hopefully, they'll get something figured out with Firestorm, at some point. But yeah, we haven't seen the end of him. So it should be cool whether they go with General Eiling. They're bringing him back in, and that should be awesome. Um, but what else? Oh, we have. Not only we have that, but we have this cool other side thing going on still with Joe, and he calls in Cisco to they go over to Barry's old house, where his mother was killed, and trying to get that, trying to figure out if there was any other clues that they could have missed, and Cisco comes up with this, like, this like radical like machine. I still don't even know. It's like a 3D machine that there was like particles on the back of the mirror, and somehow it has like it's like tiny photographs in the specs of the whatever it was. Very fascinating. I was like, wow, okay. But it was like the pictures that and they were like 3D and everything. I mean, it was great. I mean, I like how they did that. Whether that's like real science or not, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is. I mean, let me know. But but it was cool how they did that, and it showed that there was obviously another speedster in that, which is obviously Barry, which I've been saying that, and I think everybody knows that. Um, and it was also the Reverse Flash, whoever that may be. Um, also, they found out some blood that was splattered on the wall. There was actually blood, and they got the samples from that. And then we find out that the one of the speedsters is Barry as an adult, and Joe's like, "What? How is that even possible?" But he didn't. Cisco did not say who the other speedster was. We all know that Joe told him, that he thinks it's Dr. Wells, and then Cisco's, "Oh, it's not Dr. Wells." I mean, maybe it was. Maybe he's just covering for him. I don't know. It should be interesting, like who they find out who the other one is. I mean, he didn't say, "Oh, well, it's Eddie." You think he would maybe be in the system or something because he's a cop? I don't know. I mean, you think that there'd be something for his blood there. So I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe the Reverse Flash has got altered blood or something. I don't know. Or it could be like an entirely different character that we don't even know. Somebody else from the future. One of the other Thawne relatives or whatever. I'm not sure. Is it Eobard Thawne? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But it could be one of them. It could be him. It could be. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's so interesting. It could just be anybody at this point. But we do know that it was Barry there, so he does. That does confirm he is going to go back in time at some point. He is going to be able to go fast enough to go back in time. So that is awesome that they're actually going to touch on that. I can't wait for that. So. Also, the thing with Linda Park is cool. I'm not I don't really care. I mean, I know fans might think, well, Linda Park, she's supposed to be the wife of is it one of the Wally West? I think. Correct me if I'm wrong again, guys. I believe it's Wally West. So, yeah, I mean they're changing up the actual story of the comics, but I'm not beholden to that, so I don't know anything about the comics. So, so for me, it doesn't hit me as like, oh my God, you can't believe you're not holding to the source material and blah 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 blah. But so it's not that big a deal to me. It might be to you guys. So I mean, let me know if you agree or not. But for me, it doesn't matter. And the whole reversal now of Iris, how you can tell that she's the jealous one now. That is like, wow. I mean, because before it was Barry and Eddie, and then Eddie and Iris, and they were like going out all the time, and it was Barry being left behind, and just how he reacted. And now it's reversed, where it's Barry going out, and you see what Iris is. She's like jealous. You can see that completely in this episode. You can see it completely of how she tried to basically, get rid of her. That's going to be very interesting. Something's coming with that, obviously. I mean, there might be more to this Linda Park character. I mean, maybe they're going to do more with that. I mean, who knows? Who knows? So that should be interesting. But I thought that was very funny about how the whole reversal with Iris and Linda Park and Barry. Now that Iris is the jealous one, but we don't know where's Eddie. He was coming around like all the time, and now he's not anywhere near her. So it's weird. Okay, but yeah, guys. I think I touched on pretty much everything on this episode. I mean, it should be interesting. The next episode, what they do now from what happened in this episode, and I can't wait to see more of Firestorm. Very cool character, and yeah, guys. That's going to be it for me, guys. So if there's anything else that I may have missed that you guys want to let me know, please do so in the comments. Also, like and subscribe. I do appreciate the support. And but that's going to do it for me, guys. I am Chris for Christopher's Entertainment Blog. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.